Hello, this is Abhishek and welcome to my video session. So in this session I am going to talk about threading and synchronization. So the first question is to print the multiplication table. So we have to write a program that creates a 3 thread, and each thread is having a table of 5, 7 and 13, and using a multi-threading concept I am going to print the table of 5, 7 and 13, and there will be a sleep of or a delay of, I can say, of 1 second, 2 second and 3 second respectively for the threads. So this is a thread function. So it is having three different functions like task1, task2 and task3, and the task1 is holding table of 5 into table of 5, and then the task2 is going to display a table of 7, and the task3 is going to display table of 3. So in the main function it becomes, so I'm going to create a main object of that thread function, and then I'm going to create 3 threads, and that all the threads are having access of their respectively functions which I'm going to print. So we're going to the code part. Going to run the code. So you can see table of 7 is printing 5, 13. So it is printing slow because of the sleep function which I have mentioned there. So the table of 5 is having a delay of 1 second, the table of 7 is having a delay of 2, and the table 13 is having a delay of 3 seconds. So you can see here the 7 has been completed, then after the 3 seconds is given for the table 13, so 8, 9, 10 is being printed like that. So the second question is is subject registration part. So I have to write a program in C# to perform a subject registration by using a concept of thread and synchronization. So there will be a 3 student trying to register on a subject at the same time. So it is generally a kind of a deadlock, and so using a synchronization we can solve this problem. So going to the second question. So this is my class, subject class, which is holding 3 variables like subject name, code and seats, and this is a parameterized constructor which while I am using while creating object and actually initializing the variables. And then this is a function subject which is going to be given as a reference to the thread which is going to be created. So I am using synchronization concept, so there is a different way we can go for synchronization. So I am using a lock function here. So the one thread which is going to access this function, so this lock function is going to lock all the rest of the threads, and it is going to allow only one thread to run. So when the one thread comes here and it goes and it reduces the seats and it prints the number of seats, and if the seat is less than 0, it states no seats are left. And coming to the main function, so I'm just taking input of the subject name, code and seat, and then I'm creating object for the subject class, and using the parameterized constructor to initialize the value of the variables, and then I'm creating 3 threads, 1, 2, 3, and which is holding the all of them are holding the same function as a reference. So running the program. So I will go IoT 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again it's 5, and it's printing 4, 3, 2, 1, and at last the number should let us do. So there may be a scenario like this, if only 2 subject name is given, and 1, 2, 3, and the seats are only 2, so and 3 people are accessing, so only 2 can register, and the third one is not able to register because the seats are over. And the third question is I have to write a program called reverse hello.java that creates a thread. Let's call it thread 1. Then the thread 1 creates another thread 2, and the thread 2 creates a thread 3, and so on. It goes up to the thread 50. So each thread is going to print hello from thread 50, then hello from thread 49. So it's going to print in reverse order. So basically this is going to use a concept of recursion, like how we call a function itself. So this is my program. So this is a class reversalo. So I am initializing a variable num to 50, and then I am going to call this function using method which I am going to create in the main function, and it is going to decrement the num variable is going to become 49, and then I'm just printing a hello thread, and num plus 1 is going to print 50. So this is a condition, this is the main condition which is going to check whether the num is less than 50 and it is greater than 0, and then if it is satisfying the condition, then it is going to create a new thread, and which is having the reference of this function. So whenever thread is created, it is going to access this function, and whenever I give thread start, it is going to jump at here, and then thread join means it will get the first thread to complete its task, then only it's going to give access to the second thread. So going to run this code. So we can see the hello from thread is going from 50 to 0 in reverse order. So that's all in this video session. Thanks for watching.